Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be when she postpones your date. No! I got an email here. It's like, I remember when I was younger, just having dates I was like really looking forward to. I was like, oh, I can't wait to see this girl. Then you get a fucking last minute cancellation, and then you realize she's really not that into you. Or maybe you had done great, you'd gone out on a first date, and you thought things did great, and then you schedule a second one, and then she cancels that one, and you feel like you got punched in the gut, and then you can never get her to reschedule after that. And so it can really suck when you really want a girl, and those kinds of things happen, and you're just learning. And so you got to learn to roll with the punches, and you just got to be objective, and that's why I do all these video coaching newsletters, and I mean, I'm literally answering questions from guys on pretty much every continent and every kind of cultural, religious, moral background, and legal system that's on Earth, basically. And some of them are freer than others, and men and women respond to what they respond to. I mean, it is what it is, and when you know that, when you know what the person of the opposite sex responds to emotionally in a relationship, you pretty much just have to do the right things, which isn't always the easiest. It's hardest to do the right thing when you really like a girl, when you're really into her, and then something happens, and then you become unsure of yourself. But your confidence gets built by repetition, by going out on lots of dates with lots of different women, by asking out lots of different women. Because you just simply have to get through the no's to get to the yeses, and after you get enough no's and you get enough yeses and you go on enough dates and you seduce enough women, you start to see the process and the patterns, and you realize the difference between women that you really got a shot with and those who are just jerking your chain. Because attraction is not a choice. On a scale of 1 to 10, a woman must perceive you as at least a 5 or better in order for you to have a chance of getting her to fall in love with you slowly over time. But if it's a 4 and lower, you're fucked. You ain't got a shot. It doesn't matter if you're Brad Pitt and you're the richest dude in the world. If that particular girl doesn't look at you and you just she doesn't cream her pants like the average woman does, nothing you can fucking do. You're either in or you're out. And when you meet a woman, like, you apply the things I talk about in my book or in the video newsletters, like, you see that it works. You're able to determine which ones you got a shot with and which ones you don't. So you don't waste your time. And then, because you're just going through it. It's like there's another bus every 15 minutes. When you find a girl that you really like and you got a chance with, and you go on a date and you actually like hanging out with her, she likes hanging out with you, and you have a great time, it's beautiful. It's fun. It's easy. It's effortless to be in dates like that. And so the more you do it, the better you get, the better the quality of the woman that you're able to attract, and your dating experience gets better and better, and eventually what happens is you get to the point where you pretty much just approach women that say yes to you, because you can tell by looking at them. You know right away how much they're into you. If they're single, they're available. Just like simply walking in the grocery store, a woman who looks you in the eye and smiles at you, that's an invitation. That means she likes what she sees, and she's hoping that you'll say hello to her. It's her way of saying, hey, I'm receptive to you. Take advantage of those. Hey, how are you? You got a great smile. You see stuff in her cards, like, you got a lot of vegetables in it. Do you juice vegetables too? Oh, really? How? You just roll right into it and just start talking. Like, wow, you seem, you're amazing. You tell her what you like about her. Wow, you take my fucking breath away. When are you free to get together for a drink? You're talking and you have like a 3 or 4 minute just amazing, magical, electric connection with this person. Make a fucking date right on the spot. Talk to them long enough to just both. The connection's there. It's there. Then make the date, and then you leave them wanting more when you got a definite date set up, and then they'll be looking forward to seeing you, because that doesn't happen every day. Women want to be in a love story, and that's the way it's supposed to happen. You just meet somebody, you have chemistry, you have connection, just like in the movies, and you can make those things happen, because just some women you're going to do it for. Some women you're going to push their fucking buttons, and they're going to push yours the same way. And when they like you, they help you. But when they don't, they jerk you around, they cancel dates. So I've got this email from a viewer who's in a situation where a girl postponed a date and he wants to make sure he's not getting jerked around. So he says, Mr. Wayne, I'm very grateful to have all the videos on YouTube to watch from you. I have just a quick question. If a girl reschedules the date because she is sick, what does it mean in particular? Is it a good or a bad thing, and should I be concerned? Well, it's like Ronald Reagan used to say in the 1980s when he was negotiating with the Soviets on nuclear arms reduction. He said, we're like, well, how are you gonna trust that the Russians are actually going to disarm and destroy the missiles that they say they're going to, or the bombs they say they're going to destroy as part of the treaty? He says, trust but verify. And so with a woman, you've got to trust that she's being honest with you until her actions, notice I said her actions, reveal otherwise, because that's the only thing that matters. Because when you're blinded by your high level of attraction and interest in a woman, you have to remain objective. Otherwise, you're going to put yourself in a position where you're going to act weak, you're going to look weak, and you're going to fucking blow it. You're going to have a fucking crash and burn on your hands with a girl you really were like instantly into the moment you met her. And the sting of that kind of rejection doesn't go away like the average chick that you see every day. But when you go out with a girl a couple times, you do well, and then you fuck it up and she doesn't want to talk to you anymore, those fucking hurt the worst. So the idea is to be prepared, to get ready by practicing this stuff. And so the key is when a woman cancels a date and she says, oh, I can't do it because I'm sick, but let's do it next week. Can we do it next week when I'm better? Then say, great. Well, what day you figure, how long do you think it'll take for you to get over it? Oh, probably a week. I was like, okay, great. Well, how about next Thursday? Or what day are you free next week? Let her tell you and make a definite date. Because if she really wants to see you, when she brings up another day or during another time, you've got to ask her as the man, well, what day? What day would you like to reschedule for? And if she really doesn't want to see you, she'll say, oh, I don't know, I'll have to get back to you when I check my schedule. And you just go, okay, great. Just give me a call when you figure it out. And then you got to wait. You got to let her go. You got to let her get back to you. And if she doesn't get back to you, then guess what? It means she doesn't really want to see you again, and that she was just canceling the date because she didn't want to see you. And then you know for sure. But you got to act as if, of course, what she's telling you is legitimate until her actions tell you otherwise. And it's like sometimes you're just not going to know. But it's great because when you make definite plans, and really, she's either going to be in, she's going to be out. She's either going to keep the date or she's going to break it. It's 50-50 shot. It's going to go one way or the other. And so when you don't hear from her and she keeps it and you meet her out, it's like, you feel 1,000 times better. Because you're like, all right, I'm getting the hang of this shit. It's working. Wow, her interest is going up. So he says, I was planning to take her out to lunch in the movies today, but she's postponed it until a few weeks from now because we're both busy, and that was the best time we had to meet up again. And so the thing I would say, well, first I want to think lunch in the movies, you can't create attraction with a woman, take her home and seduce her when you're going to lunch and then sitting in a movie theater or watching a movie for a couple hours. A movie is the worst way to go, worst place to go for a first date. You want to get to know her. You want to create attraction. You want to watch because when you're sitting there, ideally meet for drinks like later in the afternoon, and that way you can go someplace after that, maybe play some pool, throw some darts, do something fun outdoors or something that you can do together. Go bowling or something like that, because that way you can tease each other and be playful, and then she can be around you where she can physically walk up to you, stand too close, touch you, bump into you as you're walking around, playing with her hair. I mean, when you see all those signs, that communicates that she's interested. When she touches you and she bumps into you, it means touching is appropriate. And then you just go for the kiss right in that moment, and you make a move. And then you just say, hey, you start making out, and your bowling games already say, hey, when you get out here and grab a bottle of wine, go back to my place. Sure, then she can just follow you back to your place, and then you can seduce her there. That's the object. But when you go to lunch at noon, and then you go to a movie, you're getting out at like 3 or 4, like then you're going to take her home? Fuck that, dude. You want to have a good time with her. So it's like the idea is to create a fun-filled romantic opportunity for sex time. That is your job. That is your mission. If you choose to accept it as a man, but if you want to hook up, you want to get laid, you got to guide it there. Sex has to become your fault. And you're putting obstacles in your way by doing lunch in the movies, because that's the kind of shit a friend would do. You don't want to do that for a first date. But, so the point being is that now you've rescheduled, you got a definite date for the second. That's good. And so how are you going to know if she really wants to see you? Well, the good thing is you made a definite date and you got an actual day that you're going to get together. And so if you got an actual day that you're going to get together for the second date, then she probably was sick. Trust but verify. And the only way you'll be able to verify is if she keeps the second date. And then you'll know. But make sure when you go out on the date that you make a move. Do something. And now that you've got a chance to do something fun. And so if you've already got the lunch set up, fuck the movie thing. Make sure after you go to lunch that you go do something like with go-karts or something like that. Or indoor games or darts or pool or someplace you can go have some drinks and relax, shoot the shit. Someplace it's casual, it's not too loud, where you can have fun and tease each other, be playful. Maybe you go bowling or something like that, or miniature golf, or something where you can interact and be playful and just have an adventure together. And then maybe get, like, if you go to like 3 different places, it kind of gives her the experience of 3 different dates, and that way it can kind of roll into the evening. And then maybe around 6 or 7 o'clock, things are going so well, you both have a little bit of buzz. Because this is what I've always done. And then she's kissing you and you're making out. And then it's like what you do is like the trial close in sales. You're like, hey, you want to grab a bottle of wine and go back to my place? If she's ready, she'll say sure. If she's not, she'll say, well, let's hang out. Let's do something. Or let's go to another place to have some more drinks or whatever. And then you say, okay. And then maybe a couple hours later, you're kissing, making out. And maybe your hands are wandering a little bit. And you ask again. You say, hey, want to get out and go back to my place? And she'll go, sure. It's like baking a cake. She's really ready at that point. Then, you know, it's like you just keep going. Keep trying to seduce her. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And it's like, so you're kind of putting your finger in the water, trying to see if, the little buttons popped up on the turkey yet, so to speak. Kind of like a boner, I guess. But, I mean, that's all you have to do. And then you'll get her. But like I said, don't do lunch. And, I mean, you're already locked in for it, so there's not a lot you can do, but just make sure you do activities. Fuck the movie thing, and then that way, like I said, that'll give you your best chance of hooking up and getting laid on that particular date. But like I said, if she keeps it, you're in, and if she cancels, then it means she's not really that interested. But like I said, as long as she's willing to reschedule and she puts it on a date, just keep rescheduling it with her. 1 or 2 things will happen. She'll either cancel it and won't make another date with you, or you'll go out on a date and you'll end up seducing her because you followed my great advice. So if you have a question that you want to ask me, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab on the left-hand side, send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max, and just give me several days to get back to you with a response. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session, and you can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, which I highly recommend, on my website, underneath the email sign-up box, there's a box that has a link that'll take you right to the download page. Once you get there, if you don't have a Kindle device already, you can download one of their free e-reader apps. There's a button on the right-hand side you can click to download a free e-reader app for your smartphone, tablet device, or your computer. It only takes a matter of seconds to download and install the app and complete the purchase of my book. And if you appreciate the value of the information I offer in these video newsletters and these articles and my ebook, you could show your appreciation by going to my website. And on the Wibbia toolbar, which will be at the bottom of your screen on any page on my website, click the PayPal Donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information. And I will talk to you soon.